Hey!
Shit, I saw a lot.
What's up?
Yeah, okay. Hey, we're live from the Brojo for another episode of Them Game Boys.
Game Boys!
Gay. Stop making it gay.
I'm not a part of this anymore. I'm fucking done.
I'm Kian.
And I'm Jerome.
What?
No.
Be impressive.
I am Bread.
I'm Eli.
Damn it, I'm Bread.
No,
Yeah.
I'm Brad.
John Dean is Bread. I'm Zach.
I'm 30 days.
There's inbred and inbred.
Who else is here?
I need me a noose.
Yeah, there it
Sister
is.
Daddy
Marriage
tells me
depresses.
that I am in toast. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I don't know what I'd use to kill myself, but I don't feel like strangulation would be a good way to go.
That's the way that.
The theory is that it
sexiest way to
snaps
go.
your neck.
Yeah.
Well, the sexiest way to go would be if I hang myself with my dick in my hand.
Yeah,
Or a dick in a box.
autoerotic, okay.
What
yeah.
if nobody thinks your dick
Strangulate?
is
I thought we
sexy,
were on
you
that
know?
page.
Autoerotic asphyxiation? Yeah, no.
Go
So
on,
this
please.
is the episode of Dem Game Boys. God damn, come on, John.
I'm
I'm
Jay,
paying
by
attention.
the way.
I'm John
I'm here to
Dean.
guest star.
John's playing I am Bread.
It's a lovely game.
It's a
Brad.
bullshit game.
Anyways.
Terrible game.
So,
Shut your mouth.
you're Nate with the good
yeah,
dreads is
Nate.
back here. So,
Yeah.
like we usually do, what have you guys been playing lately? Anyone go first?
I am
PUBG.
I am Bread, apparently.
How do you like PUBG so far, Jay?
I like it. It's the idea of let's take 100 fuckers, put them in an airplane, and drop them off on this island full of weapons.
I mean,
and vehicles.
I've played PUBG already before on PC, and now I'm playing it on console, and it's all right. If you're playing on
They
the
just released a patch today that
Yeah.
smooths out a lot of the stuff, which is nice.
well, if you're playing on the One X, there's still a lot of problems, but yeah,
Do you have
they
the
did.
One X or?
Yeah, my friend Chris has a One X,
Nice.
and that's what I usually play. Shit that he buys on.
So how's that going?
What?
PUBG on the one app. Like, why is it because of the 4K or what?
Well, it's just so much more data to fucking process that the game's having a lot of trouble with it. There's a lot of loading issues, texture
Your
issues.
texture's like for the first
Ever
like 30
considered it's just
seconds
a-
after I land, texture's just like, they're just blurry like PlayStation 1 graphics.
Yeah, and it takes a while for it to all like load in, process, and shit like that.
Have you ever considered it's just a bad game?
No, it's a really fun game.
Yes, Gil.
I feel like they should add a dog in that game, and then call it Battle Hound. That way it'll be Player Unknown's Battle Hound. No, that is not a pun. I just really want a dog in that game, because
I think
all
it-
games are better with dogs.
That is true.
Gil, you know if they add a dog in that game, people are gonna shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite often, You don't have to actually. make it go the way of Old Yeller.
Well,
Kinda like
people
with
are
Call
gonna
of Duty,
make
you
it
can
go
call it
the
the
way of
K9
Old
Squad.
Yeller.
Yeah, exactly.
All you do is gun them down.
Murder dogs.
But yeah, you just literally when that happened in that game, you fucking climb up a ladder where they couldn't get up there and just fucking start sniping dogs. Made me feel terrible.
What game is this?
Any Call
That's
of
the
Duty.
goal. It's not supposed
Oh, yeah,
to kill
that's
you.
true.
It's just supposed to
Shit.
fuck up your mental facilities.
So, what else have you guys been, Zach? I'm gonna guess
What else
WWE.
I actually have a pretty long list
Yeah,
of shit I've
you
been
hit it on
playing.
the head.
You might have been playing Grand Theft
What
Auto
about
5.
have you played anything lately new? No.
No. Well,
No.
let's be honest with
I mean, like-
ourselves. No.
You know, you still playing Kirby and shit?
No. I haven't played anything.
Okay.
In 2 weeks.
He's just
Jay's been playing PUBG.
Mm-hmm.
Eli, what have you been playing?
Terraria was one.
Okay.
And
There's
Nate?
lots of Terraria.
And
Yeah.
Nate, what have you been
shit.
playing?
Path of
That does
Exile
not help the
released
fully
since we
dying
last-
part.
What's Path of Exile about?
It's
Oh, it's like Diablo, right?
yeah, it's actually made by like because when they went from Diablo 2 to Diablo 3, fucking Blizzard's the one that made it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Blizzard they cut a huge chunk of their developing team. And so some of the people that were part of that developing team got like butthurt about it and were like, we're gonna make a game better but free. And so Path of Exile is, I mean, it's 100% free. There's no pay to win. It's the only thing you can get for money is cosmetic effects, and I'm actually giving them like $60 just
That's
because
cool.
I enjoy the game and I have no problem helping support developers.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean,
Especially
it's-
when they get fucked over as hard as those guys did.
Right. It's a lot like Diablo. It's not really top down. It's kind of top down. It's similar to like how the mechanics of Diablo 3 are.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, Gil?
In layman's terms, Blizzard pulled an EA?
Yeah.
EA is still scumbaggy.
EA is still scumbaggy.
Blizzard's still scumbaggy.
Yeah.
True.
But
Blizzard cut open a vanilla Warcraft thing
I
just
know,
so
just
they
so
could
they could
sell.
release it
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
They were like, look how popular this is. We should be doing that.
What
Yeah,
if
no, it's,
EA Blizzard made a baby?
That'd be the most terrible baby in the world.
one of the things I really like
It would
about
probably
Path
be
of Exile-
born like stealing people's credit cards and shit.
It's like when it's born, it's like right away the doctor's like, if you want me to come out, microtransaction.
Or it could be the most cancerous thing this side of the West Coast.
First cry, that'll be 50 cents.
Yeah.
Let me cash your charge.
So, what were you gonna say before we started making more jokes?
One of the best things that Path of Exile has like an insanely huge fucking skill tree. Like I can't even zooming out all the way. I can't even screenshot the skill tree. Like I had to take a video of
The
going
entire-
all the way
oh,
around
nice.
it. Like it's absolutely massive. They give you a lot of options for what you, and your character. The character you choose only picks, because everybody shares the same skill tree, it just picks where you land, where you start, and then you branch out from there and pick what you want to do.
Oh, that's really cool though. I dig that as a concept.
How many classes are in it?
6, I think.
That's not too bad for a pre-game.
Maybe I think it's 6 to start with, and then once you beat Act 4, there's 7th that you have to get past Act 4, and then another class unlocks.
The dog got
What?
Didn't that just recently come to consoles too?
Yeah. I mean, it's been on PC for quite a while, and it came to console. I want to say like 4-ish months ago,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Okay. Well, I really haven't been playing very many games this week.
Why are you on this podcast?
Yeah, why am I? It's not like, yeah, why am I on here? No, I guess, like, for me, game-wise, I've been rewatching Sword Art Online.
That doesn't count. You're just garbage now.
Like, because
You've discredited yourself.
I was told to give it a second chance.
You
That's
hate it
one
just as
chance
much?
too many.
By the horde of people that were telling me my taste is shit on anime.
Well, they're not.
Sword Art
wrong.
Online is shit.
Yeah, like,
Kian, what they don't realize is that all anime is Sword Art Online is just worse. Because people think it's good.
I liked the first half. Of
I did not
season
like
1.
any of it.
I-
It's so, like, okay,
I liked the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, I was like, I like the first couple of episodes.
Shit, that's not where I want
They
to
had a
go.
really cool premise, and then they just fucking.
Once
flushed
Right.
it down the
Kirito
toilet.
joins that one Knights
It's
of the Blood Oath, the
literally
character
like
runs downhill.
the point of no return with that show is like when they adopt a child that turns out to be a program.
It's
Oh,
an
no.
abortion.
Here's the one thing that makes me mad about
Oh
that
my
whole
God.
entire game, like, not game, that fucking show, air quotes on show, is that, like, Kirito is so good at everything that he's good at being a hacker, and instead of, like, hacking to put the log button back in, he just makes this, like, he turns the AI into, like, a little, like, necklace for his wife, and I'm like, ah!
I like that.
You could have saved lives.
He could have, and that's the thing that pisses me off.
Slightly done.
Like, that's the thing, like, I don't know, that's the only video game thing I've done lately, is because, like, I said, like, what is an anime you regret watching? I was like, Sword Art Online,
Yeah, I
and
don't think that counts.
What?
I don't think that counts as
We all
playing a
agree
video
that
game.
doesn't count.
I guess the only video game thing I've
Garbage.
been doing. Like, I got,
Just
like,
prove that you're a garbage person. Way to go.
No,
I
I
hate
didn't
it.
Could
prove
you even
the
like?
internet.
Could you just make up like a lie?
Just say you were playing Call of Duty.
Okay.
Just say
Alright,
that.
yeah. Okay, so I've been playing Call of Duty World War II. It's pretty fun. I dig the medics and stuff. It's good.
I absolutely hated the part where they find the little girl and then go to a fucking cabin in the woods for like 4 episodes.
The
It's
greatest
like
horror
6,
movie of
man.
all
And
time.
then they have this
Sucks.
weird like
That was
fucking
where
like,
I dropped it.
pedophilia part where
What the fuck is
Little
happening?
just a number. Like
What?
I'm trying to be bred here.
What? I missed something. What?
He's legitimately.
Well,
trying
and
to
then,
be
like,
bad.
I guess another game, I'm gonna put air quotes on game, is I played that new Five Nights at Freddy's Pizza Simulator game, and
Yeah, well,
yeah.
you're trash.
It was free. It was free. I'm like, alright, I'll give it a try. Let's see
Yeah,
what this is.
There's a lot of
If
free
it's that
games I
pizza.
don't play.
I
Like,
just.
dear God.
What is that about?
Hey, I played Dear God. It actually wasn't that
Did
bad.
you ever play Massive Chalice?
No, I did not.
Well, it's fucking terrible.
What's Massive Chalice about?
Drew enjoyed it.
He did not.
What is Massive Chalice?
Was he high?
No, me and him played it at the same time. He always is talking sarcastically about that game. If he told you good things, it's because he wants you to suffer. Play through it.
That ass hat.
Like,
Drew, if you
it's-
ever listen to this,
it's
you're
not good.
Like,
It's interesting, but it's not good.
but like, no, I just like, I guess like, yeah, I've been playing Call of Duty. It's a really good game. Like, I just totally recommend the zombies. It's quite particularly good. It may not be a military sim because, like, you know, it's a video game,
That's where you play Arma instead.
but I dig it. So, John, what is your backlog of games you've been playing?
I've been playing a lot of shit, actually. I finished Chrono Trigger.
He is currently bred.
So, yeah, right now I'm playing Iron Bread. I'm trying to figure out how to get over top of this fucking
I,
blanket.
see, okay,
Find yourself.
like on the real, I like before anyone says like it's cause you like Akira Toriyama. I'm like, I do love Akira Toriyama, and Akira Toriyama did the
He
That's
just
why
made it
you
look
like
beautiful,
Sword Art
that's all.
Online?
no.
He just did the art.
He
like,
did the art.
character
He did the
design
art
and
for the
shit
character
like that.
for Chrono Trigger, and that's
Made it beautiful.
I love him. I love that. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I do like Dragon Ball a lot that I find Chrono Trigger to be aesthetically pleasing.
But like the character design in Chrono Trigger is like one of the minor things. Even like there's so much going on to that game.
There is.
Past like
Incredible
art design and shit.
stuff.
I know, but that was like the one thing that
Just-
caught my eye when I first played. Like when I first like looked at it, I was like, oh, that looks like Dragon Ball. And then I looked, I'm like, oh, sweet, okay. And then the story was really good. I like all the characters. I like the Frog Knight. He's like my boy.
Like
Did anyone ever go Super Saiyan?
The fuck is a Chrono Trigger?
it's a JRPG from like the 90s.
Nope, I'm already done.
Explain it just a little bit more.
I mean, it's really difficult to explain. Like it's all about like
Time.
time travel and shit like that.
Hence the Chrono.
Ugh.
Oh, I thought
But
you
an
said
event
that
essentially
Chronos.
triggers this whole end of the world scenario, and you have to go find out what happened. What
You
caused
get a
it and
robot
stop it.
dude, a Frog Knight, and
You get a dude dressed as a
That's so
dude.
dumb.
One of the
Fine,
better
dude.
aspects of the game is like how the characters interact with each other just through combat. Like there's a lot of storytelling that goes on even outside of like the actual story, just by how like the characters can like you can mix combat moves with each character and they all come out unique, and that says a lot about the not just like how the characters feel about each other, but how they grow together too.
yeah, the development of their character.
And I think, and being is like, it's from like early SNES days, like that's huge.
Yeah. I just, and was it a Square Enix game?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. See, and
like pretty much all the JRPGs from that time period are Square Enix.
yeah, I really enjoy Square Enix games,
Shit.
so I'm
Shit.
that guy.
Wouldn't it have been Squaresoft at the time? or-
It was
Yeah.
Squaresoft.
Fuck.
Because when did they become Square Enix?
Like 2001 or some shit like that.
Neversoft got
Fuck.
pissed.
I thought it was before Advent. I thought it was after Advent Children.
No, because it had to be around the 2000s because when Kingdom Hearts came out, they were Square Enix.
Oh, okay.
But I've also been playing fucking Stick of Truth again. That fucking South Park Phone Destroyer game.
How is that?
It's alright. It's really grindy. If you're playing for free, like you're not buying shit.
I downloaded it. I haven't even like opened it.
And then if you try the PvP and
What?
you're not cheating, you're gonna get wrecked quite a bit.
Phone Destroyer.
So that should be cheating.
Most people are. It's
was,
really easy to cheat on that game. So
I was gonna
Where can I get
download
this
it,
game at?
and then
just download it on the App Store or whatever
I
the
was
fucking
gonna get
Google
it,
Play.
and then my phone told me to fuck off.
Yeah, there are some phones that it doesn't
It
support.
was just like, yeah, not technologically advanced for this.
And then
Oh,
been
alright.
playing a lot of fucking World War II, and I'm playing some more Destiny
Just
2
World
now
War II.
also. Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I beat fucking Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. It's
How was
pretty
that?
awesome. Pretty
Okay.
great. I was a little disappointed by the final boss because I was playing on one of the harder difficulties, and it was actually pretty easy.
I always just assumed the final boss was Hitler.
Well, for The Old Blood, it is not.
Oh.
Mecha
Charlie
Super
Chaplin
Jesus.
in Germany. Remember that.
Mecha Super.
No, it's actually like a big zombie
Mecha
monster.
Super Jesus Hitler.
What the fuck?
That's
They'll
what
make
did.
it happen. They'll make it
That
happen.
probably will.
Probably.
And then I bought fucking
one of the Dungeons and Dragons games. Fucking
Is it Sword Coast?
yeah, but I haven't played very much of it yet.
It's okay.
So,
Like it so far, but
Sword Coast Legends?
yeah,
It's a great game.
yeah.
West Coast,
I just
West
haven't
Coast,
played
West
much
Coast
of it yet,
Legends.
so
If you have people to play with, it's even more fun.
figures.
I convinced 3 other people to buy it, including Jay. Never fucking played it. Real piece of shit.
On PC or what?
No, on console.
Okay.
It's only like
Totally
$20.
unrelated.
It's $4 right now, actually.
I guess
Totally
I'll play
unrelated,
with you,
but I like how
John.
you got like one tattoo like a couple years ago and you just like have not stopped. I appreciate that. I didn't notice the one until just
Oh
now.
yeah, I forgot. Like I just got this fucking touched up again, so it's all fucking peely.
That's
Kinda.
dope.
But yeah, I don't plan on stopping.
I like your Yu-Gi-Oh card, not Yu-Gi-Oh card.
I need to get another Yu-Gi-Oh tattoo.
Yeah.
I just haven't decided what yet. I keep thinking about getting Slifer wrapped around my leg, because that'd be cool.
Nice. So, like, yeah, so we're gonna just run into the trailers, and everyone's favorite thing to talk about is our first trailer. Dragon Ball FighterZ.
I'm still really pumped for this game.
I am still really pumped for this game.
I have one more thing to put in, though.
Jesus
Alright,
Christ.
cut that out.
I'm super excited just because, like, John's worried about the roster list, but, like, I don't know. I like how they
John
added
doesn't like Black Goku.
Black Goku's fine.
Goku Black.
Kakarot.
I'm just... lol. I'm...
Goku is a slave. Kakarot is a slave name.
I'm just
Goku is
slightly
his name.
worried that like there's it looks like there's a
Freaking
lot of
bitch.
characters, and this is a 2D fighter, so it's not like fucking Budokai 3 where you just press square a bunch of times to do a combo, or X if you're playing on Xbox. Like you actually have to put in combos, and I'm kind of worried that like the combo diversity isn't going to be that great if they've got like a million fucking characters and shit.
No, I get you on that. Like I don't know. I like the I like the idea that they added Hit because I think Hit would have some seriously awesome combos. With
Hit's the purple guy. That,
yes, Hit is the purple
Yeah,
dude.
he's
that
the
I watched
assassin
the
from
shit out of
Super.
Vegeta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Have you been watching? You've been catching up on Super then?
No, not at all. I just like happened to catch like
Catch
half
that
of
fight.
one episode,
Yeah, okay.
and it was just like fucking Vegeta's trying his hardest to kick the shit out of Hit, and Hit's just like not even moving and just fucking ripping and fucking apart. It was awesome. But no, I'm actually pretty excited about this game. I think that since they're doing it just a 2D instead of fucking trying to get
It
all
looks
these
weird.
three-dimensional.
Does it look weird to you then?
No, I think that they're gonna be able. I think they're gonna be able to focus more on like combos and like hits because of
Yeah.
that. Because they're not worried about trying to make a three-dimensional landscape and having free roam or anything like that.
Well, that's
Right.
what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be more of a Street Fighter-esque fighter than like
Yeah, 2.5D.
Budokai or Xenoverse or
Yeah,
anything
I'm,
like
I'm
that.
excited for that. That sounds
They
a lot,
just release
like, a lot
a
of fun.
Dragon Ball fighter every year now. 'Cause that's what it seems like.
Kind of.
Xenoverse 2 came out like 2 years, ago.
Ho ho. 2 years ago.
Actually, it actually did come out a year ago.
I mean, you think it's
Let
fucking
that
like,
game fucking
whoa, but it's a totally different developer, so...
Yeah. I mean, it's still Bandai Namco, but like there's
They're
different-
just the publisher.
Yeah.
They're just the ones with the money, that's it.
Then we go to the new One Piece game, and for me, this game looks fucking awesome. This game looks fun. Eli is like interested until he saw the main character.
The world looks great, and then I see like the actual characters, and I'm like, wow, they look fucking stupid. I'm sure that they look awesome to people who watch the show.
So, is this the one that had the dude swinging around like Spider-Man?
Yeah, and that I like that mechanic. I don't know if you guys do, but I
I'm
think
kind
that
of mad about it. Honestly.
really
I
why?
find it weird, but I don't.
I mean,
have
it's
a
something
problem with
Luffy
that.
does in the show,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, and it makes like I think it makes sense if you want to get farther into the world to like do the Gum grappling stuff. Like I don't know, I think the gameplay looks interesting. Like when he's encountering bosses, he does the things that he would actually do in the show. And I don't know, I like One Piece though.
It does look interesting to me because I like One Piece and I kind of want like a decent One Piece game, but so far all we've gotten is like
Battle.
Dynasty Warriors-esque One Piece
and
games.
then like the Budokai-esque
Yeah, the
3D
one like
platform.
3D fucking
Iron Blood.
walk around and mash the same button to do a combo fighter style game.
My only other problem with it is
I don't
that,
like those.
If I played it, I'd probably then try to watch the show, kind of like how I did with the Stick of Truth. but I don't want to start that.
So I'm assuming you didn't like J-Stars plus Ultra then.
No, because that's pretty much just like a Smash clone, except for it's not very good.
Really?
It's awful.
I like parts of it.
No, it's a really badly designed game. Like, it's too simple to be a fighter, and it's too broken to be like a decent Smash clone. So it's really just kind of like a bad game.
So you played the PS3 version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I thought I enjoyed it. I guess I'm weird.
Well, you also suck at video games, so you probably like ones that are easy.
No, it's not even that. I read a lot of those shonen fucking. I read those shonen fucking shit, and I enjoy.
I mean, I read all of those too, and I thought it was a trash game.
I think it's enjoyable to have Jotaro fight with Goku.
It was a $60 game with $10 content.
You were very right. I waited till it was like super ridiculously cheap,
and it wasn't even worth $10.
What's a good fighting game though? Is Worms Battlegrounds.
Oh, fine, I'll try
That
it.
is actually fun.
It's not a fighting. It's a real time strategy.
I'll
game.
try it. I'll try
It's
it.
not
Okay?
real time strategy.
It's turn-based.
You ever
really.
played? Yeah, it's turn-based.
Turn-based strategy.
It's XCOM with worms.
No, it's
No.
I want to play fucking XCOM.
It's just
XCOM is amazing.
It's just like an
Yes.
arcade fucking game. It's great. Anyway,
It's been around for
Eli has my XCOM 2 copy.
I need to get those back to you.
Right.
Just 'cause
So,
you
what-
my primals to do.
I
Yeah.
have it.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Wait, I lent it to someone?
No, you just have
Give
these
it to
primal.
Max. Fuck.
And then we have it back here. It's here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know Max beat it before he did.
And then we jump
I
into
still haven't beat it.
Code Vein, Dark Souls with vampires.
That's the
game
only way they
actually
could make
looks
that
interesting
game
to me.
gayer. I'll be back.
It's Hellsing.
Hellsing.
Has anybody seen Hellsing
Hellsing's cool.
Yeah,
and
that's
that
really
game's
good.
just gay.
Fucking love it.
I did.
I don't think I've seen
Abridged.
the new episode.
Oh shit, dude, that's.
But John,
just
you
so
were the one
good.
who's excited about Code Vein.
I don't know. I'm like in the middle because Bandai Namco has tried to do Dark Souls without From Software before, and they suck at it.
What was that game that they tried to do?
It was never really got released. They had like an early access thing, and it was so bad that they basically just shut it down before it came out. And it never actually even had a name.
Didn't they make Devil May Cry though?
No.
No, that's a Capcom
That's
thing.
Capcom. Oh shit.
Well, technically, again, Bandai Namco is just the publisher, but this is being developed once again by the people who made God Hand.
Ah, that game.
I don't
Yeah.
understand
I
that.
don't like God Hand.
God Hand's not bad, but it's not
Not good.
Good.
Dark Souls-esque. So
No, that game though looks really good.
I don't know.
I've seen some gameplay footage of Code Vein,
Watch it now.
and they're still really pushing the whole Dark Souls thing.
They really kind of are. Based
So,
on what I've
well,
seen.
Bandai Namco's just looking for something to basically replace Dark Souls.
But look, do you think it'll replace Dark Souls? And
No, of course not.
You
From
had an-
Software does everything that they do because it's From Software.
you did have an interesting theory about what From Software's new game was.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're paying attention to the Shadows Die Twice teaser, there's actually a boss in Tenchu that says Shadows Die Twice. It's kind of one of his like dialogue things. And so I'm thinking that it's kind of like a potential Tenchu remaster. I'm not really thinking it's going to be like a sequel of any sort.
How would they make Tenchu harder, though?
They wouldn't really have to make it harder.
Because Tenchu is a more sneak game, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a stealth game where you play as like a ninja.
And I
But
thought
that's
that was
that's
fun.
the thing. Like, they don't have to like. From Software doesn't have to make Tenchu or Armored Core in the same vein that they make Dark Souls.
Okay.
You can always make a game harder.
Well, that's true too.
Just pull a Darkest Dungeon and be like, oh, you open that chest, now you have syphilis.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Or you're fucking alcoholic now.
Yeah, it's like now all your people are depressed.
Narcotics and shit like that.
I
Died
did-
of dysentery.
Actually, that was a game I did actually start playing a little bit, was Darkest Dungeon. That game was weird.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
That game was fun, but weird at the same time. Like,
I like Darkest Dungeon a lot, but it's not like a game that I can really like recommend to anybody.
because it's really difficult to get into.
Yeah, because like I had to go like I filled all my people in the church, and I'm like, oh, they don't want to leave. What the fuck?
They become too reliant on their religion.
They become too reliant on religion or alcohol. I'm like, Jesus, I can't get any.
They got addicted to the wine.
It's just real life.
Yeah.
Darkest dungeon.
Just
Your
like-
friends, yeah, like your friend's
Can't
super
get it.
religious now. It's like, hey, do you want to hang out? No, I gotta go to church right now.
You're just like, it's a Thursday though.
Jesus never sleeps, man. Then we go to Darksiders 3, and I really have nothing to say
Jesus
about
sleeps
this.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're the big proprietor of Darksiders.
I mean, I like Darksiders quite a bit too.
I only ever played the first one. It was,
Oh, you never played 2 with Death?
no, I never played one with Death.
With Death.
Didn't interest me as much.
Why? Why didn't it interest you?
Death interests
I
you.
played it when
My
it
voice
was free
cracked.
on the Xbox, but it was okay. It was just so fucking long.
Wait, so who's making this? Because it's THQ, I thought, went bankrupt.
It got picked up.
So now there's
Okay.
like, is it TH Nordic?
Yeah,
Or is it THQ Nordic?
THQ Nordic. Yeah.
So yeah, basically they picked up a lot of the major shit because like Dark Souls 3 was like,
Darksiders 3.
or Dark, yeah.
It's all right.
There were plans for it, and then I got canceled when they went downhill, and then Nordic picked it up, and so they renewed people's faith in that. Which, I don't know. I played the first one, I liked the puzzles, and I usually fucking despise puzzles in anything. I just hate them. Even in, like, Skyrim, where the puzzles are so fucking simple that, like, an 8-year-old can do them, I fucking hate them.
Then we go to Monster Hunter Worlds, and this trailer is interesting to me because you can play as fucking Mega, you get Mega Man Kitty Cat.
Mega Man!
Mega Man and a kitty cat.
If you
I
can
don't
get a
know.
mech
I'm
suit.
psyched for the game, but I don't give 2 fucks about Mega Man.
Yeah, I'm not really this. To me, the Mega Man thing just seems like Capcom's putting it in there just to create interest, and it's not really going to be much more than, hey, he looks like Mega Man.
It gives them the idea, like, I think they're really going to try. This year is going to be the year of Mega Man for them, and it's going to make or break Mega Man, I think.
It's going to make or break Capcom.
In general,
Yeah.
because Monster Hunter Worlds is going into all consoles.
Yes.
And-
For anybody that doesn't know, Capcom made a deal with Nintendo to make games for them. That's why, like, Monster Hunter 3 came out on the Wii, and then 3DS, and Monster Hunter 4 came out on the 3DS, and shit like that. And that was the whole idea, was that they were going to make shit for Nintendo. Well, Monster Hunter World got announced, and it was all like, hey, it's a PS4 exclusive. And Nintendo went, dude, what the fuck? And then they were like, hey, it's PS4 and Xbox One. And Nintendo went, dude, what the fuck? And so Capcom basically killed their deal with Nintendo, which is not good because Monster Hunter is really popular in Japan, where Nintendo is like king.
Because of the portability.
Yeah. And so Monster Hunter World basically has to succeed, or it could literally be the end of the Monster Hunter franchise. Which would suck, but it would be Capcom's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a really shitty business model to live up to. So.
I understand that.
As
where
someone
you're
who
coming
doesn't
from.
own a Nintendo console, I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's- yeah,
it's
too.
it's cool and all that, but it's a really bad decision because
Oh,
the
yeah,
portability
absolutely.
of Monster Hunter is one of the main attractions in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and now they basically killed that.
Is
Even
it
though, like,
not coming out for the Switch?
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
So, and yes, like the 3DS got Monster Hunter Stories last year. Well, it'll be technically last year in a couple days. Earlier this year, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but it isn't a traditional Monster Hunter game, so it really doesn't fill in that void that everybody's been missing since Monster Hunter 4.
I don't know.
It's
Because
a
they're-
really shitty deal for everybody that's been waiting for another Monster Hunter on the Nintendo console, but it's Capcom's fault, so...
I mean, I personally am excited for Monster Hunters. Like, I love it. I love the game. I think the game's super fun. Like,
Yeah,
I miss
me too.
I miss
I mean-
actually playing it on my console because I wasn't gonna buy. Like, I bought the 3DS version and I liked it. And they
See,
had this
I
weird
actually-
like extra controller appendage for it.
See, I kind of actually like it a little bit more on the 3DS.
Really?
Although, yeah, I haven't had a chance to play it on a new 3DS, and so, like, my only real
problem with it is like camera
Mm-hmm.
is difficult to control, but the new 3DSs have like a secondary kind of sort of analog button, which isn't like a perfect analog stick.
Right.
But I haven't had a chance to play it on that, so I can't really say anything.
Because
to
the
that.
last Monster Hunter game I enjoyed was actually on my PSP, and I played the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
Because I love Monster Hunter PSP. I thought it was a really fun game, and I'm really excited for this game. Like, the Mega Man downloadable things is like, the thing that interests me is that like their weapons are very downloadable. Not download. Like, their weapons are based off of like Mega Man villains that you can get. Like, I think that's cool.
Mega Man.
Then we go into My Hero Academia, Battle for Justice, and I'm actually really excited for this game. This is, again, looks like a...
That's stupid. I don't want it.
Why?
It looks like you can pick up a motherfucker.
But have funding towards a better game.
It is a good game. Like, you just because
We
you
don't know that yet.
I mean, just because you don't like anime, Eli, it's perfectly fine.
The only thing that I'm waiting for
It's
this
called
is
Samuel L. Jackson's
to again. Is it going to be another anime fighter where it's like press the same button 6 times to do the combo? Is it going to be another fucking Warriors game?
Mm-hmm. I don't
Or
think
are
it's
we
going to be
gonna
a
get-
Warriors game. It's going to be an anime fighter of some sort.
Well, that's what I'm not really like saying. Like it's going to be like a traditional Warriors game. Is it going to be like basically just fucking how
Spam.
Warriors games are? Spam the same fucking button over and over again to do a combo and
What I
shit
wanna
like that.
know
It's gonna be
is,
bad.
Will they continue from a certain point in the story, or are they just going to start the story again?
Yeah, my
or
guess
are they
is
going to give it an original story?
my guess is they'll pick it up like where the anime starts.
I feel like
Yeah.
for once they should just make a story, their own story, and claim it's in an alternate reality.
Yeah, that could work, actually. Like, it's
Yeah,
like-
I think that's something that some people want, but then there's a lot of people out there that don't understand that like
This isn't
that it
canon.
wouldn't be canon
Yeah.
or whatever, and then they would throw a fit
Right,
because they don't get that.
That's why
right.
we can't have
All
nice
in all,
things.
0 out of 10. Let's move on.
Whether it's canon or not.
Then we
I
go
don't
to
give a fuck. about
Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hackers Memories, and
Sweater
10 out of
kids.
10 sweater boobs.
Yeah.
Tits everywhere. Tits
John-
I
There's-
think there are way more than 10.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
There's a character in the first Digimon Cyber Sleuth who's wearing like
Bless
a
you.
hoodie
Sorry. Sweater
that
kids.
is connected like right at the neck, but then open only at the tits, like the
Yeah.
chest.
You
It's
go-
connected at the bottom.
it
It's
has
connected
two
at the top.
zippers.
It
That's
has
just
2
good fashion.
zippers, and it's literally like there's like a diamond-shaped hole in it that just
That's just
covers
good
like right over
fashion,
the
John.
chest.
Sweater kids.
That's
Yeah.
a great invention.
mean,
And, like,
Yeah.
Can't
you're,
wait for it to become a
you're
real
mad
thing.
about this, but you don't like ever think about Andrew Mamon and Lady Devimon. Like,
They're computer programs.
okay.
These are supposed
Hypersexualized computer programs, but they're not real.
hypersexualized computer programs, but if you
Sexy
think
Skynet.
about it, it's a computer program that's hypersexualized. That's hyper-realistic.
Well,
Not just realistic.
The problem that I have with the characters being hypersexualized is they're supposed to just be regular kids in Japan.
Go on.
Japan is pretty weird.
I don't
Like,
see
that's-
your problem.
That's pretty much it. Like, that's not very realistic. What kind of kid walks around with their tits hanging out?
I mean, have
Maybe
you
we
seen
should go
most
to-
of the women?
Yeah,
maybe we should go to
Japan.
Japan. Yeah, maybe we need to go to Japan and figure this out.
All right, if you guys
Jesus.
want to go see a bunch of fucking 14, 15-year-olds with their tits out, that's fine, but
I mean,
whatever.
Whoa.
Okay, this guy-
15,
Whoa.
They're teenagers in Japan.
They're not just
They're like-
exclusively
They
teenagers.
could
The
be
kids-
17
they
to
have
The
18.
kids in the show are in
They
middle school,
have
man.
some adults.
Middle school.
Doesn't that
They're
give you...
middle schoolers.
Didn't give...
Middle schoolers. Fuck. In the first season, I'm pretty sure they're elementary school
They're
kids.
11.
Yeah, but they're not hypersexualized.
So they're barely
kids.
middle
They're not
First
hyper-
season, they're not.
You're right. In the first couple seasons, they're not
It wasn't until
hypersexualized.
4 that they got super hypersexualized.
Now, to be
tail end of
fair,
3.
to be slightly fair with that, they don't hypersexualize the only girl human. They oversexualize the only girl Digimon human hybrid.
She's still a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, you're right. It's weird, but yeah, she's literally like a 14-year-old girl in like
God.
in like a 24-year-old Digimon's body,
BDSM winged
like
woman.
literally running around in like a
G-string.
like a G-string and a bra. It's kind of weird.
It's just Japan. This is what they do there.
To be To be fair to... Oh, God, I can't even remember that Digimon's name now.
Kazumon.
Yeah, to be fair to Kazumon,
Over-sexualized.
the one before it is literally like a 14-year-old kid in lingerie.
Oh, wait, no.
It's fucking
Zephyrmon
weird.
is the one.
Yeah,
we're thinking of.
Zephyrmon, and then
Kazumon
is the one
the
before.
yeah.
To be fair to Zephyrmon, Kazumon is literally just like a 13, 14-year-old kid in lingerie, and it's fucking creepy weird. Like, whoever was designing Digimon for that season.
Are you Googling it right now?
Fuck.
Yeah, I told you.
Wait, what?
He's looking at him right now.
What?
You're looking at the season 4
I gotta
ones?
And I'm looking at the evolution between Izumi to Kazumon to
Yep.
Zephyrmon, and what the fuck?
Yeah,
wait.
that's what I mean.
Oh, Japan, you are a mysterious and crazy land.
From that to literally 14-year-old girl in lingerie to full-grown woman Digimon hybrid.
What the fuck? It starts out so innocent, and then it's just like...
That's
that middle
because
stage though is
that's
fucked.
because-
That's how they get you.
that's because season 4 is like the kids become Digimon.
I mean, but
Yeah, I know,
But
it's
it's-
fucking weird.
it's not cool.
Whoever was doing the character designs for that one is fucking creepy.
Must have been a lonely person.
But if you can look past that, season 4 is pretty good.
Season
It is a
4
very good
is
season.
good. Like, I'm not, like, saying it's bad. I'm just, like, we were just talking about, like, your problem with, like, over-hypersexualizing
People
teen-
die.
I always have a problem with hypersexualizing.
You keep saying Momo
teenagers
is best
and
girl.
kids. There's no way that's a fucking kid.
That's a rock solid defense. That'll fucking hold up.
I'm so lost.
They're high schoolers. That's just a joke that I make anyways. I don't think
Oh my
anyone
God.
in My Hero Academia is best girl. And you like Sue.
I like Sue as a character.
I like Momo as a character.
Okay.
I think she's got a cool power.
I think
You're
nerds.
I think Sue, like, back to My Hero Academia
I
real
think of
quick.
way too many things when I hear Momo. Momo Taro, for instance.
I just think of Avatar.
Momo.
the last time
Yeah, I
whenever
kind of think
hear
of
Momo.
Avatar's
Peach
Momo
Boy.
also.
That's just classic Japanese.
Oh, my thing, okay, and like back to the real thing about Cyber Sleuth. I think it's super interesting. You can get a lot of the Digimon, like you can get a back catalog of a shit ton of Digimon. Like you can get like all the Royal Knights.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically what Cyber Sleuth does is exactly what Pokemon does, but with Digimon.
Yeah, and you can devolve them if you don't want
Like
to.
World 2, but with a different
Technically, you
interface
don't
to
just
me.
evolve them just because you can also do that to throw them into other Digimon
Yeah,
lines.
because like
And stats.
one thing that they do really well is that you'll start with like
3.
Vmon or whatever, and you can digi-evolve that into like a whole bunch of different stuff,
Mhm.
and then like you can digi-evolve him later to go to something else again.
But you get Jesusmon in this game, and it makes me happy.
Pretty much
Jesmon.
whatever you
Yeah,
get,
it's
gonna have
Jesmon.
a gun mounted on it somewhere.
Gunner
That's pretty far
swords.
from me.
Yeah, it gets Gunner swords for Digimon once you reach a Mega Evolution.
Unless you're
It's-
Omnimon, then
yeah,
it's both.
Both. Like, Pokemon is like, we don't want guns in our games. Digimon's like, let's just put guns on guns on guns.
I'm
No,
just
no,
in
no.
suits.
Their thought process there is, hey kid, here's a dinosaur. Now let's give that motherfucker a gun.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to take Where Garurumon with me everywhere again.
Not
And you can put a hat on him.
It still disappoints me
This
that
one
it's
shoots
not
a
War
nuclear missile
Garurumon.
from its
So.
chest.
Yeah.
No, that's Metal Garurumon.
I know.
John.
It's Metal Greymon.
Put a hat
Well,
on
Metal
him.
Greymon
There
shoots
it is.
missiles from his chest too.
No,
But
Metal Garurumon shoots from like his shoulders.
I thought
and
it
back.
came
No,
out of his
no.
stomach.
It has
too.
one on the
No.
chest.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got a
Cyborg-
final attack. Like,
Cyborg Greymon shoots a fucking nuclear
Yeah.
missile from his chest.
Two.
It's called
Yeah.
Giga Blast.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Giga Blaster.
And like the missile looks
literally,
like
I like
alive.
Yeah, they got teeth on him
The
and
reason
shit.
I like Digimon Data Squad is they made Metal Greymon more of a badass with like a revolver arm that's the size of a fucking cannon.
Right.
Yeah.
Rise Greymon, oh, he's so fucking badass.
And he can actually fly with the wings out.
And he can, like, he just doesn't
Plus
have
Metal
like.
Greymon can fly.
No, he can't.
No.
I
Those
thought
are
he had
just
wings.
aesthetic.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
just an aesthetically pleasing thing.
I thought I
I
could remember
also
him
thought
flying.
he could fly.
Yeah, I thought I remember
He can
him flying
glide.
from
I
the
think he
show.
can glide.
He can fall slower
I feel like
than
that's
most.
close enough.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not. Like
I
Rise
mean, between
Greymon
being
actually.
able to jump like a fucking 1,000 yards in the air and then just gliding. I
He
feel
shoots missiles from his titty. What else matters?
I feel like these wings are way too small for him to glide on.
Are you talking about Metal Greymon? Did you see
mean,
I
Rise?
was talking about Metal Garurumon. But
the
Metal
answer
Metal
Garurumon
Garurumon's
can
thing
fly.
is that he's like a
He
robot
can
plane.
just straight
Yeah,
up
he
fly.
can hover. Yeah, it's
Like
weird.
He's like a jet.
Yeah,
And his tail
also
is
a
a
wolf.
lightsaber.
So now I'm gonna go to Metal Greymon.
yeah.
Metal Greymon's like a T-Rex with
With a metal, like a derpy metal hand.
titties
Oh yeah,
and a
the
giant.
Greymon
Not really like a
originally is
derpy hand. It's
No,
bigger than his
it
other
does look
one.
pretty ridiculous.
It's a
like
really
the
derpy-
original
yeah.
shit.
yeah.
Except
Like-
Metal Greymon looks more like he should be able to fly than Metal Garurumon
Let
does.
me
Like
see.
his hand looks
Okay,
like it
yeah.
should only have
But like, yeah, no,
solo
no.
action.
Like, yeah,
You
that's-
can't, like,
that's-
move it from
Yeah,
the
that's the thing. Like, Metal Greymon has one regular hand, and then he has this derp hand that's kind of like,
Grab my strong hand.
my germs.
Well, that's because you lost an arm in digital Vietnam.
Okay,
and
but
half his chest.
Diginom.
Yeah.
But
Diginom.
trying to get back on track here. The biggest thing about this game is that it has a returning cast from Cyber Sleuth. So
You know, we're talking about the Team Mystics that like were all wearing blue.
no, that's the new characters for this game. But generally, it does have some of the cast from the first one.
Well, the thing that like we're
And-
not entirely sure on is that it takes place at the same time as the
Yeah.
other one.
I'm
It
pretty-
is. It does. It says it's the same time.
And the second biggest thing that this trailer revealed is you can throw hats on your team.
Yeah, that was pretty cool actually.
Super digital
I'm gonna-
Odyssey.
I'm gonna put a policeman hat on Where Garurumon.
It's
You're,
about
just
the
gonna you're gonna pretend he's Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
it's the simple things in life.
Ryan Reynolds voiceovers.
Yeah, there we go.
Then,
I'm still not sure how I feel about that.
then the
I know exactly how I feel about it.
then the final trailer is Black Clover Quartet of Knights, and
That's a thing.
It is.
Yeah,
I had no idea Yuno had like magical air arrows, so like that's new.
I don't know. I'm not really that interested because I don't like Black Clover.
You know, like
That's pretty much exactly why I don't like that show.
I like Black Mirror, but it's not related.
Yeah, not even close.
I like four-leaf clovers.
The problem
My
with
favorite kind
Black
of
Clover
is seven-leaf.
is that it has everything that it needs to be a really good shonen anime.
But the characters suck.
Yeah,
like
and the
Naruto.
story does too. Like
Just
it's
like
almost
Naruto.
too. It's literally like too tropey shonen anime.
Are you sure it's just not that all anime sucks?
I will fucking
Eli,
fight
you're
you.
just wrong.
Yeah.
You like the prequels.
How can
you're
I be
wrong.
wrong when I'm so right?
How
You
can
like
you
the
be?
prequels.
How can you be right when you like the prequels?
I think
This is Trump's America.
I think
Oh my
what he
God.
just-
Where the
He eats
prequels
his
should
steak
be
with
easily.
ketchup. I like
Yeah,
the
you're
prequels.
right.
And I also eat my steak with ketchup.
Well, you
Oh,
should stop.
Well, I mean, you're really digging a hole here. I'm no longer.
I don't even
On
like
your
steak,
side.
though. That's the best part.
Yeah. Like I just.
Eat it out of spite.
I
hate
fuck
the
that
animals.
cow.
I fucking hate cows.
I'd fuck that cow, but I wouldn't eat it.
Fucking kill cows.
But you don't eat
So
them?
much. No, we eat them. Honestly, the best like meat I've ever had has been from the animals I hated so much. It's like they were
Well,
specific cows that I
That's why I like pork so
they
much.
douchebag personalities.
That's why I like pork so much.
Cow
Is
have a
because
douchebag
pigs
personality.
make me
You
fucking
Have you
mad.
met some animals?
I've worked with them all my life.
Some animals
Do you
can be
work
really
with them in
pretentious.
very large groups though?
Yes.
Alright, see, now the cows we had would come to their names.
Gross.
Yes.
That's why I always named them after what I suspected they would be when they were
Come
dead.
here, brisket.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, my dad gave
See,
them like
brisket.
actual names.
Yeah, that's
Come
weird.
here, hamburger.
And they would just like come to their names.
I gotta ask Katie if she does that now, because
I
that
kinda
like
wanna-
sounds super interesting. Like she does pasture cows.
See,
But,
like,
Actually, I had a cow that came to its name too.
see, I lived on a farm, and like I knew a lot of people that did like 4-H stuff and named their cows,
Yeah.
and they were all like weird, fluffy cows that it was like unsacred to even talk about the potential of that cow dying, much less what you're gonna make out of it after it's dead.
That's the only.
So
that's the only way some kids can
that's
send them off. They're just like, "Think
super
of a check."
annoying to me.
No, see, we had a cow that got its head stuck in fucking everything because it was a longhorn. So it had
Yeah.
longhorns.
Yeah.
Really? That's why they.
And I really
Never
enjoyed
understood why
eating
they named
that
him
cow because I hated it so fucking much.
No, like I
It was
was
a real piece of shit.
like one of my favorite things that I ate ever
Nathan's just
was
sitting here like, I'm a vegetarian.
No, I was just thinking about how I wish we could do that with people.
What? Eat
That's
them?
wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you really hate them, just like kill them and eat them. Like,
That's
I mean, you
wrong.
can technically.
Oh,
Don't
that's
even
fucked
taste
up.
good at all.
Yeah, but the consequences kind of
Yeah,
outweigh
it's
the,
true.
the
Especially
cons outweigh the
Kean.
pros.
He's too salty.
No, we did
Oh
the same
my
thing
God.
with a rooster. Like it went after my sister, and so I killed it, and then we ate it, and it was fucking delicious. I didn't really want to kill it though, because I thought it was hilarious that a rooster attacked my sister.
You're gonna die.
Fun fact, not the first con John ate. I almost got to call you Josh.
Yeah, I don't know why. No, it's like the 8th. So.
What were we originally talking about? Were we
In a row?
killing animals?
So
No,
Square
unfortunately, I
Enix.
haven't beat that record yet.
Guys,
Oh my god.
let's get a giant fish and name it Sea Brisket.
I don't like fish.
I mean, we could get a zebra and name it Z Brisket.
Square Enix has
Is that a
announced the
special
release
move?
date of
No.
the.
I hate horses. I think I could eat one.
Square
I
Enix
know
has
I could eat a horse.
Square Enix has announced a release date for Nintendo Switch version of Dragon Quest Builders. The Dragon Quest Sandbox spin-off arrives on Nintendo's hybrid console in early February and comes with a handful of exclusive new items and features.
Well, that's a thing.
None of you like Dragon Quest Builders because I like Dragon Quest, but I think Builders looks weird.
I know.
I like Dragon Quest Builders. I'm just not really that interested in playing it again. It's like Dragon Quest Minecraft, kind of.
Yeah, I was like,
It's the
It's
best
like
way to
hearing about
explain it.
but with anime aesthetics.
Someone.
Yeah, you see, I heard, we say Minecraft, and I knew you, and I'm like, there's anime aesthetics, and you're just like,
I
well,
might still like. I don't know.
No, I think Eli would like Dragon Quest.
Like, I can
Well,
get past
it's
it for a while.
Like
it's
somebody could
turn-based
just, like, karate
RPG,
chop him in the neck and it's
so
dying.
maybe you
You
wouldn't.
said it was like Minecraft.
Try it.
No, Builders is like Minecraft.
Okay,
I
that's
kill
what-
something.
Just hold it down.
You might like
Yeah, I
it.
could probably get behind that. I don't own a
I
fucking
think it'd be
Nintendo
cooler if it
console,
ran up to you
so
and
it
you was
doesn't
like,
matter.
How would you feel if you accidentally
shut the
killed
fuck
it?
up.
What do you own? Xbox?
Yeah, Xbox One.
I
And then-
should.
I still don't even have your gamer
Alright.
tag.
Yeah, we'll get all that stuff.
Later.
So at a recent Bandai Namco showcase, we get an opportunity to see early play of Soul Calibur with Mitsurugi and Safita. So the only difference now is that you know how you have that soul attack where you can like break combos? You can counteract that now with an anti-soul attack.
Counters in fighting games, that's new.
So what you're telling me
Fuck that one. Yeah.
is that you use anti-souls,
Yeah.
nega souls, dark souls.
You said nega, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
N-E-G-A.
Dark Souls.
Technically, he's Mexican. And they
Hard
can
R.
say
No,
that
they
word.
can't!
No, they
Are you
can't.
kidding me?
No.
Shut up, Zach, stop. I just
wait.
wanted
If we
to...
combined all three of you, you wouldn't be dark enough to say it.
How are you enjoying that soda?
That's good. Thank you.
Happy
Well, I mean,
birthday,
as long as
Eli.
it's not a hard R, you're good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
yeah,
then
no,
again-
not even that.
You heard "Criminal" by Eminem.
No.
Right, yeah. I'm sorry, I just wanted to clarify what you...
N-E-G-A.
Okay.
Nega. Nega, like
Uh,
mega.
Well, my part's gonna be cut out of this.
Oh,
so-
God.
All that out.
I wanted to make sure, like, I knew what you were going for, but for some reason I just felt like you were about to say it. I'm like,
Your
You-
mind was going dark.
yeah, I know,
No,
I'm
I
sure.
heard it, and then you were like, dark souls. I was like, oh, maybe he's going all in on it. Never mind.
I wanted, I
Oh my
just,
god.
Gil's not playing around anymore. He's done with the jokes.
He's gotten serious.
It's getting edgy over there.
If that was
Calm down,
serious,
Edgewords.
I'd have a knife to my wrist.
so it's a sad day for Dead or Alive players who are still playing the game. I don't know if any
Is
of
it
you...
because they don't get their beach volleyball?
Well, their Dead or Alive series created by Team Ninja said it's ending support for at least Dead or Alive 5 and potentially the series overall for now. So,
Is it because their beach volleyball didn't do well?
So-
Wait, what?
Keep
Beach
saying-
volleyball? Which
Beach
one are we
volleyball.
talking about?
Dead or Alive,
Yeah, I know, but which one?
they're closing down. Team Ninja's not going to be making any new Dead or Alive games, and they're closing down support for Dead or Alive 5.
I'm more concerned with the beach volleyball ones, I guess.
Well, if they close down support for that, then you're not going to get another beach volleyball.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't think you're
Just when we were starting to get real gameplay in number 3. God.
Had jet skis and stuff.
Probably
And
had
like,
some realistic bouncing going on.
well,
The physics were getting
surprisingly enough,
they've actually like made the bouncing somewhat realistic of recent years. Like if you go back to 3 and 4, it was unrealistic bouncing, and they like toned it back a lot for 5.
A lot of people would disagree.
No, like I'm not
Based on
justifying.
the fact that there was a whole thing about like Wonder Woman's thighs being.
They jiggle.
Yeah.
She's a real girl.
Well, they didn't make fucking. Team Ninja didn't make anything with Wonder Woman. What the fuck are you talking about?
You're just talking about body physics,
I'm
Jeff.
saying,
I'm
I
just
don't think
talking about-
people think it's very fucking realistic.
I'm just talking about fucking Dead or Alive. I'm not talking about any of the other ones.
I know, but you said it's more realistic now. I don't think
No,
it probably
fucking-
is.
Like, Team Ninja's really like toned down their fucking jiggle physics recently, which is probably has a little bit to do with them having to close shit down.
I
But
think
it's
jiggle
not-
physics is just fun to say.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I shouldn't say they have completely toned it down because yeah, in the Dead or Alive beach volleyball series, it's totally still like unrealistically ridiculous.
Just bouncing titties.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much what you buy that game for is
Right.
bouncing
I mean,
titties.
Yeah.
Really? Because I thought I bought it for the in-depth storyline and the beach volleyball.
If you want to get technical, like they didn't even really start having actual beach volleyball gameplay until like recently, and even now it's still pretty much automated. Like
Yeah.
Bro,
I haven't
Beach
actually played
volleyball.
2 and 3.
You ever think about the
But I
amount of money they make
Did
off
play the
just, like,
first one. Why do you think they
the
made
lack
3
of
of
work
them?
they have to put into them?
Why do you think they made 3 of them?
Because people are perverts.
Oh god.
There's nothing wrong with being perverted.
There's a pretty
Well,
in-depth
you can look it
costume
up on
selection, to my
YouTube. There is
understanding.
something wrong.
Yeah, there is a pretty in-depth costume.
but can they
Even in the
put
first
on
one, there's
hats?
like 125 fucking swimsuits
Well, you know.
for like
But
each character.
Do they get hats?
No, they just
it's
get
not good enough.
swimsuits. Hats are too much
Then
clothing.
it's not good enough.
Hats are too much
Player
clothing.
Battlegrounds Unknown launched an Xbox One last weekend.
We're not just gonna skip over this.
Oh, yes, we are. And the game has reached 1 million players on Xbox One after just 2 days.
Gay.
Not
Where's
really.
Jay? Where'd he go?
He's right behind the couch.
Yeah, maybe they have like 1
Real
million
piece of shit,
players,
Jay.
but everybody's
He's actually
waiting in the
still back
lobbies
there.
for the game to start. And then after it does, they're all running around wondering what's going on because everything's fucking awful.
Are you against it then? Is that
No,
what
I
you-
mean PUBG on consoles can be fine. It's just that they should have fucking made sure that the game was ready to be
My
released
one-
when they released it.
One of my
Fortnite's
big
better.
concerns with
Fortnite.
PUBG on the console is that, like,
It keeps crashing.
well, that, and also that, like, I wish you could split a squad of 3. I know on a PC you could play in a squad of 3.
Mhm.
On Xbox, you have to have 4 people for to play in a squad.
Yeah, Max was
Yeah.
telling me you were just killing the 4th person all the time because you're just a fucking weirdo.
No, because he's not one of us.
One of us.
One of us.
One of us.
Start.
So it's like, in the game, I'm like, huh. So I went up to him, pulled out my shotgun, and killed the guy point blank to the head with my shotgun because he wasn't part of the people I knew.
So your exact reaction was,
Why don't you just
and then
get
you
a
shot
fourth?
him in the head.
You killed a random stranger just because he wasn't one of your friends, even though he was supposed to be on a team with you.
You know what you
Yeah.
could do? Is come
That's
play
some Columbine
Fortnite
shit
with
right
Eli.
there.
Just a better game. Then you don't have to kill the 4th guy.
This
You
is
really
true.
don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, but then all you have to do is shoot bushes, and what's
Yeah,
fun in that?
but if I'm gonna play Fortnite, I have to
rather
figure out the
snipe that
fucking
bush.
menus.
It's not that hard, John.
The menus on the consoles were confusing.
It's not.
And I only tried for like 2 minutes,
Yeah,
so
that's the part that feels
and then I
true.
quit.
And
that's a bitch.
also, if you play Fortnite, you can totally do just a 3-person team and make it no fill.
Exactly. See, it's a
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I'm interested.
But do you get hats?
So,
Yes.
You get hats.
Then it is good enough.
Technically, you do get hats.
You don't get to pick your hat, but you get them.
You get a hat. That makes it worth it already.
So
you
the
get
next
hats.
RPG from the developer of Fallout New Vegas, which is Obsidian, which is confirmed last week. They're letting us all know that there are no microtransactions, and it is also being developed by the new company by Rockstar.
Probably good to get that out of the way.
Yeah,
pretty
just
quick.
like no microtransactions. This is not Shadow War. We're
So,
not just garbage human
We wish we
beings.
could tell you about it right now, but we're going to hold off until the time is right. So
Secretly, they're downplaying the microtransactions. They're gonna
Yeah.
throw them in there.
It's
probably,
like there's no microtransactions. We haven't implemented them yet.
unless you want this cool mohawk. No
You're the
microtransactions.
pre-order bonus. It's almost like a microtransaction.
Atari's forthcoming
Basically.
Atari's forthcoming retro rebirth console, though, the Atari box, is seeing delays. The team explains that they're missing a key element is holding back the pre-orders on the system. Back in September, Atari announced that the console's crowdfunding campaign would launch in the fall, with systems shipping out sometime in spring 2018. In a recent update, Atari explains that the Indiegogo launch, which was supposed to happen on December 14th, is temporarily being put on a pause. So this is the one we were talking about like months back, that they were going to use like real wood, so it was going to be like $300 to $400.
Did they already get some of people's money?
Yes, they did.
Well, they're never going to
It's
see that.
on, yeah,
again.
it's on Indiegogo, so they could just totally probably just back out. And never
Can
do.
they really?
Yeah.
Indiegogo is worse than Kickstarter, from what I know.
Yeah.
Really? So how do I've never understood these fund like?
Basically, they get it. So, like, if I start a Kickstarter, so like for potato salad,
Somebody
that's
did that.
fucking retarded.
Somebody did that.
Kickstarter gets part of that money,
Like
so they don't
9%.
give a shit.
They
So-
get like 10% too. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
something good.
So they don't even notice that. Like, I'm just trying to make sure here.
That's
They,
why,
they
like,
might notice, they just don't care unless it like really gets attention for it.
Either that or they lose most of
But
the
a
money.
lot of small things fall through the cracks.
Like potato salad.
no, that one raised a lot of money.
That's,
How the
that one
fuck
probably
does
raised-
potato salad raise a shitload of money?
It's really good
He
potato
literally
salad.
asked for like
It was like
$10 to $15
It's
so that he
$5 and you send you the recipe. Is the thing?
for the potato salad.
Yeah.
I remember somebody like when it first started was like, "I want to try potato salad. I've never tried potato
Yeah.
salad. Send me money to go buy potato salad, so that if I don't like it, I don't lose out on anything." And he raised like $19,000
What the fuck?
because people just didn't stop donating,
That's
even like
incredible.
after it made the goal.
Yeah.
Are you
Wow.
serious?
I mean, to be fair to the guy, like he gave most of it away.
That's good.
And I was
The
pretty
potato
sure he
salad
didn't.
or the money?
No, the money. I'm pretty sure he didn't like potato salad though.
This is garbage. Giving it away.
A new version of Catherine, the puzzle platformer from Persona 5 developer Atlas, is coming out this
Full
way.
body.
Full body. The funny thing is, there's a new Catherine, and they call her Rin. She has her own secret ending, and she is going to be in both stories, whether or not you choose to play with Catherine with a K or Catherine with a
Is
C.
she Chinese?
No, she is purple hair.
That,
What?
that doesn't
Not
mean
really
she's
sure
not
what
she's
Chinese.
like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know.
Didn't answer the
I'm
question.
pretty
at all.
positive. I'm pretty positive she's Japanese.
I was about to be like, I'm pretty positive the only people with purple hair are the Japanese.
Not true. Something.
Yeah, and then we go into our final. Like, what do you guys think? Like, did you guys like Catherine? Because I enjoyed Catherine for the puzzles.
It's all right. I mean, like the
played it.
puzzles are really innovative and different, but
I haven't.
I mean, the fan service is like so in your face in that game that it gets really annoying to a
Yeah,
point.
I want
but
to
you're
play
not.
it.
You're cool with Dead or Alive 3.
I was joking about
Okay,
it.
I
I
just-
literally said earlier I haven't actually played 2 and 3.
Okay, I just wanted
I
to.
played the first one because it came out on the original Xbox in a time period that was like shortly after I hit puberty.
I'll give you that.
And,
Yeah, so, I mean, like-
Art is beautiful.
I could either fucking like stare at the fucking bra and panty section of the Sears catalog or play my brother's copy of Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball. What do you think I was gonna do with my fucking boner time as a kid?
Choose wisely.
It's such a
Yeah, but I
child
didn't have
past
it.
to me.
Jay.
Sears is
Go
just
to the public
Sears
library.
was dead by the time I was
Looking at
like,
fucking porn up in the library.
Only the back pages.
Yeah. The discount aisle.
So we literally have to go back to this
Here
porn
we go.
conversation.
Yeah,
time.
because Gil
So-
missed out on it.
Pokemon, like, but
What
yeah,
is this?
yeah, you're so young though. Like, you just turned 20, but like, you're like, I've never heard of a Sears catalog in my life.
I've
Are
heard
we
of
gonna
it
go on
from
the
like
Pokemon
the
Go
old
update?
wise people of my family.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when Sears sold everything.
They really
Pretty
did.
sure.
Yeah,
they
it's-
did.
It was
pretty-
basically like a Walmart, but with better stuff.
Yeah.
See, and I'm just like,
Expensive
I
stuff.
think
Yeah.
there's a
Well, that's
Sears
why it
in
was slightly
Spencer,
better.
maybe.
That's
There is.
yeah, they sell appliances though.
There's still a Sears here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're going bankrupt.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise
So
me.
Pokemon Go, and this is for only
I don't even know where
Sears
it's
is
at.
no
Of
money.
course it's
AR
going
Plus
bankrupt.
update?
They have an iPhone update because the iPhone has the AR kit where it now sizes the Pokemon the way they should be.
You
So-
can sneak up on them, and you have to.
Knock them out with a rock.
No, like if a person.
Well, that would be more
Knock 'em out with your
realistic to the
Pokeballs.
fucking
It's an NK.
the actual game. Rock and roll. It's an
No,
actual
no, no.
Beam of
Picture
impact.
at all angles.
The thing about the AR is that, like, if a Zubat is flying, it'll fly over someone and it'll be smaller than that person. Instead of how, like, our AR is now, if I'm, like, playing Pokemon here, and I'm like,
Yeah, the
it's on
camera
Eli's.
next to John's face.
Yeah, and it's like the
on
John's face. No, like, now that Pokemon is going to be, like, the size that it should be, and it'll be, like, on John's shoulder. or
I mean,
something.
to be honest, it never really bothered me
Yeah.
before.
There goes
so.
the comedic value.
I mean, it
of
never
the
really
game.
bothered me in general either. Like, this doesn't make me want to go get an iPhone just to play Pokemon Go.
So, like, if you see, like, an Entei, is it just gonna, like, phase through the walls of your apartment? Because those things are supposed to be, like, the size of a fucking house.
Yeah.
They're not, like, they're supposed to be.
I mean, they're pretty fucking big.
Yeah. They're like the
They're
size
like larger than a regular fucking cab pickup. So
It's like you said the size of your house. I'm just like, I don't know if it's the size
Yeah,
of
if
my
you see,
house.
I mean,
Gyarados,
not
I feel
all
like
of us live in
that's
giant
bigger than
houses,
your
so.
house.
I mean, come on, like a fucking Onyx. It's just gonna be like, fucking cramped around
Squeezed
the corner.
up in your bathroom.
yeah, you got a point.
Sir, what are you doing in my house? Oh, you don't understand. There is a giant rock snake in there.
I need to capture it for my CP. It might have a high CP level I need.
But to be fair,
how
with
many drugs are you on, sir, and why are
the
you
size
trying
of
to
like
look like
legendaries and shit like that, all the legendaries are in raids, so you can't actually catch them in the wild. It's
Well,
pretty
what about
gay.
like an Onyx? You can catch that.
I have not
Onyx.
actually seen anybody catching an onyx in the wild. I've
caught
only
an Onyx
Yeah,
in
you
the
can.
wild.
oh, have
I
you?
think I have an
I've
Onyx.
only really
Or had.
heard or seen of people hatching them,
No.
I caught
I
an
do not
electric
have
mouse
one,
in a
so-
Santa hat.
but I don't play that
You
much.
caught
There's
one,
like
I said,
4
fuck you.
electric mice.
It spawned in my house. I didn't even have to go
Pikachu
He's the
outside.
only one.
No,
You're
there's
just
no,
adding
Pikachu's
salt to
the
that
only one with the
wound.
Santa hat.
yeah.
And then he's the only one with the birthday hat, and then he's the only one with
Yeah.
Ash's hat.
But he's not the only one, and of course you fucking like it because he has a hat.
Yes! Hat theme night. I need a hat.
Oh my
My hood will suffice.
God,
God
go
damn it.
Invader Zim.
Go
Yeah.
fuck yourself.
Grr. Yeah. So now we just have 2 questions.
Vakers in.
The first one is from Jared Hansen, and he asks, "What new games are you excited for? Thoughts on cross-system play?
I'm
also,
not fucking.
backward compatibility
that,
with older
Chris.
PlayStation games?" Question mark.
I mean, I feel like all systems should at least be
You
slightly
never heard of Chris
backwards
Hansen?
compatible.
From
Jared
Dateline
Hansen.
NBC?
No, I'm talking about Jared Hansen.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not falling for that shit. You ain't gonna catch me hitting on no child.
Ask
Yet.
you what games you're looking forward to.
I would be really excited for cross-platform play, but I don't think it's gonna happen because PlayStation. doesn't
Sony
want
is not
to
down
nice.
for it.
Yeah.
Guys,
John,
Minecraft did it.
The only thing that I think would get
Did
you
it?
caught would be
Yeah.
the new Digimon game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
PC,
PC.
PC to
PS4?
Xbox.
Yeah.
PC to
Xbox?
Xbox does it.
we.
Yeah.
You.
And then, yeah, Minecraft kind of does it.
Yeah.
But like, I would really. I mean, I'd like to see like
All
fucking
games?
cross-platform. For,
I'm
like,
on the fence with cross-platform.
I would say certain games, like I could see Worlds being a one that they could cross-platform.
Yeah.
I personally, for me, I think Worlds would be a
I
good
don't-
cross-platform game.
I don't ever want them to do it with first-person shooters
Yeah, because like
that would be a
because
mess.
then you get the people with the $5,000 computers who
Yeah.
just kick my ass.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, at that point, I wouldn't mind like seeing like cross-console like between Xbox and
Oh,
PlayStation.
no, I'd be fine with that.
But
I
from
think-
PC to Xbox, yeah, no, they fucking dominate.
Yeah.
I
They
think
would
there's
destroy
like,
everyone in their path.
are we still
See-
talking about games that are coming out?
yeah,
Yeah.
like what we're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, no, I'll be
That was part of the question.
Yeah.
You can.
But like, I think crossplay for Monster Hunters would be cool, and that's the game I'm most excited for is Monster
See,
Hunter Worlds.
I like the idea of being able to play with people on other consoles and stuff like that, but at the same time, like that kind of narrows down the need for console exclusives, which in my opinion are some of the better games that come out.
But you could still have that competitive
Or-
run. with
No, you
console
can still
exclusives.
have that, but it makes it a smaller market.
Okay.
Because now you have such a wider market to, which you already do have a wider market to sell to if you make your game for both systems. But if you make cross-platform a thing, it's almost like, why do we even have exclusives now?
Okay, no, I get you where you're coming
And
from.
when
now.
you start with a game that you're designing specifically for one console and only that console, you have so much more room to work with
what you're expecting that console to be able to do.
I
It
mean,
generally makes for a better game.
you'd still have exclusives though. Like
Yeah,
I don't
you'd
think
still
Halo
have
would
them.
Ever go to Sony?
You'd still have them, but it would make for a lot less reason to. And this is mostly a fight like for the PlayStation side of things, because they're the ones that go out and do more exclusives
yeah.
than other than
I
just
don't
their
want
mascots.
exclusives.
I like
Well,
Infamous. I mean, Infamous is fun. Bloodborne
That's too
was
bad.
Cool.
I like
Like,
God
yeah,
of War.
you don't get Bloodborne, you don't get God of War, you don't get Infamous, you don't
Maybe
get
want
fucking.
God of War, but like you can keep your Last of Us, your Order 1886. Fucking.
You just named off two of the not the best fucking examples.
But people argue for The Last of Us so
Okay,
much.
yeah. The Last of Us has a pretty good story,
It was a great game, John.
but it really
Sold consoles.
isn't. It did sell consoles.
Isn't
though.
The Last of Us
Terrible.
on Xbox as well?
No,
No,
just
no.
PS3 and
Because it's a
PS4.
Naughty Dog product.
It's terrible.
Are we getting to?
Yeah, what games are you excited
So
for?
like, there's several games. One of them's Red Dead 2.
I'm excited
There's a
for
lot of
Red Dead
hype
2.
behind that game, and I'm assuming it won't come out in 2018. It'll be pushed back to 2019, which I'm
More
okay
than likely.
with, which is fine because more polished game is the better. Far Cry 5, I'm looking forward to since Far Cry is just a fun game to fuck around in.
Do you have a
I'm
list?
just
Rockstar
finally-
used to pump out games.
DayZ.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
DayZ,
just
my
really
bad, not
excited
DayZ.
for a
DayZ.
Far Cry
DayZ.
that's going to be in
We're going
America.
For a while, Jay.
No, what's that? It's that zombie game that's on the
World War
Xbox.
Z?
That's exclusive. to
GTFO.
No, it's a zombie survival game. It's a sim. The sequel's coming out next year.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't
State of
think of the name.
Decay 2.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I'm looking forward to. And lastly, Metro Exodus.
I am really excited for a new Metro. Like, beyond fucking pumped for that shit.
Well, like the-
Speaking of which, did
yeah.
you guys check what your most played Xbox games of the years were?
What were they?
I
Oh.
mean, it's personalized for each
Oh,
person.
shit.
That's really
No,
John.
I like this.
Mine was literally the top one was the Metro redo.
Oh, nice. Was
And
it the?
it
okay,
was-
okay.
None of the games that were in my top games for 2017 came out in 2017.
Mine would have absolutely been Overwatch, or maybe Ark, but probably
Smite.
Take a
Overwatch.
guess at what mine is.
WWE TK6
Hold on, I actually
I've seen GTA 5.
can pull up what
Actually,
mine were.
It might
I
be
can't
because
do
I
too.
stopped playing WWE for
No,
like
mine was Smite by a long
7
shot.
months.
I
and just played
remember-
GTA that whole time.
I remember the top one being the Metro game.
I'm pretty sure Fallout's one of mine.
Yeah,
so-
Metro redo, Fable 3,
Ugh.
Dark
How the fuck
Souls,
do you have that much time in Fable 3?
Dark Souls 3, and then Dragon Age
Are you
Origins.
trying to like do the thing where you collect all the legendary weapons? Just
No.
unattainable goal.
It is actually unattainable right now
What? Why?
because you need to do the multiplayer to get some of them, and there's
Oh.
literally no one playing
Yeah,
that shit
I
anymore.
know.
Like literally no one.
Like I said, like I'm interested.
But no, I really just kind of decided that I was gonna play it, and ended up playing through it like 5 different times.
God.
I literally am just like I said, the new One Piece games got me pretty stoked. Actually, a lot of anime-esque games like Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and then like I said, Monster Hunter Worlds. Like, why do you look at me like that? Like you look.
Why do you look at
What's
him when you
wrong
know
with
he's
this
gonna
man?
look at you like
Where do you
that?
find this at, John?
It's on Xbox's homepage, Microsoft's like website for the Xbox.
Anime games.
They posted on Twitter. That's how I got to it.
What about you, Eli? What are you looking forward to?
Monster Hunter Worlds and Far Cry 5. That being said, I'm not going to buy Far Cry 5 for $60. I don't think it's a $60 game.
Yeah, I'll probably wait
What if it
until.
comes with
Oh,
Blood
wait.
Dragon?
It's the same as the fucking last
I already have
3
Blood
or 4
Dragon.
games
I do
they've
too.
released.
Blood Dragon
But
2.0.
I really enjoy their gunplay. So
Yeah, that's kind of why I like Far Cry. I'm
it's-
really
it's just-
excited
It's a
for.
fun, simple game.
I'm really excited for a Far Cry in America. So
That
You're gonna
too.
kill me some fucking rednecks.
But I mean,
yeah,
it's-
I'm pretty
it's
down for that.
Ubisoft though,
Far
so
Cry
it's,
in America.
it's
I
like,
can't wait to
whoa.
shoot some fucking Confederate Nazis.
Like, it's
Yeah.
Ubisoft though, so it's like I don't expect
Yeah.
a story. I just want to.
And I expect the game to be broken on day one. So
Far Cry usually isn't though.
Far Cry 4 was kind of iffy when it came out.
I didn't have any problems.
Really? I guess I did play it on PS4. So
Exactly.
So,
Garbage console.
David
Oh,
Zoe,
fucking
was there any
wrong.
game are you excited about, Gil? If there's a new Kirby, I'm super excited.
Why do you
They're
sound
coming-
like Kermit?
One, they're coming out with a new Kirby, and I do want it, but it'll happen eventually. But two, calm yourself. I'm not a one-note pony.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, what games are you excited for then? Yeah. Yeah? What you got?
He's gotta think.
God damn you.
Oh, Jesus.
Pokemon?
Mass Effect Andromeda, Battlefield 1, Fallout 4, Mad Max, and Witcher 3.
I'm so
Alright.
sorry for
Andromeda.
you.
Andromeda is your top? That's
I feel bad
impressive.
about that.
What?
I
Do
mean-
you feel bad about Andromeda being in there?
Yeah.
You should.
Like, the one I'm fun with in Fallout 4, Mad Max is fun in Witcher 3, but god damn it, Mass Effect's on top.
Yeah.
Mad Max was surprisingly good though.
Yeah.
It is.
But that was the game that came out
And
last
there's
year though
more
too.
to Andromeda than Fable 3, so...
Really, there isn't. There's more in the game,
Oh my
but there's
God.
more bad in Andromeda than in Fable 3.
Yeah.
I'll forever stand by the fact that Fable 3 isn't as bad as everybody says. It's pretty lackluster compared to what they hyped it up to be, yes. But Fable 3 is still a good game.
That makes it bad.
No, that makes Peter Molyneux bad.
It's just like
Do we
No
literally
Man's
have to
Sky.
talk about this
Bad
motherfucker all the
game
time?
because
It's
they
not
can do
so.
The
everything.
difference between Peter Molyneux hyping up their game and Happy Games hyping up their game is at least Fable 3 came like within 50% of what Peter Molyneux said was
I
going to
don't
be in
think
the
that's
game.
true, no.
And Happy Games
I think
didn't
we
even
need to
have
go
like
over what he said.
10%.
Are you talking about
of what
Hey
was in it.
Games?
What?
No, it was
Like-
happy. It was happy.
No, Happy Games made fucking No Man's Sky.
Oh, it's Hello Games.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hello
I kept
Games.
saying Happy Games.
Yeah, I was like...
I was thinking of Happy
Lol.
Wars.
Yeah, me too.
No, but like when I come to think about it, like what other games have like people hyped up really hardcore and
Crackdown
Skyfall.
3.
Crackdown
Pretty
3.
much everything. But
Crackdown 3 is
Canon
coming
Link.
out, Jay. It's gonna be fucking great.
everything gets hyped up too much nowadays,
God
and that's
damn,
the
I
problem.
want it
I don't hype up games.
I was
No,
right.
so-
Arc
Whenever I see a game with that much hype,
Arc was
I'm
actually
usually-
number one.
Lol.
I'm usually
So-
very wary.
So,
When I played Fable 3 for the first time, I didn't know anything about it. Because like it literally came out in a time period when I didn't have internet and I was literally just playing games like because my friends were like,
40 years ago.
yeah, pretty much.
So like 20 years before you were born.
I was playing Fable 3.
Like again, on the real, I don't hate Peter Molyneux, but I didn't pick up Fable 3 until
mean,
it was free on gold because
I don't like Peter Molyneux.
I was burned so bad by Fable 2.
I like
Fable 2 is a great game with
I-
a terrible ending.
Yes.
Kill your
That's
dog
weird.
and family? What? I mean, kill your dog?
Kill my family every time.
It was okay.
Dog is priceless.
Fable 2 was okay. It
I
wasn't the
sometimes
best.
go for the money. It's an easy way to the achievement.
I do too, yeah.
So, question. Since LA Noire just came out remastered for Xbox One, are any of you going to get it?
No.
No.
I might just because I never got it for Xbox 360.
It's
It's
so
Yeah, I think if you play through it one time, it's probably good enough.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a fun game. It's a fun cinematic game, but to me there's not very much replay value.
Just because I never played it on the 360. I'll
Plus
probably
the
get it for
game
Xbox One.
mechanic was like I know they use like live faces and stuff, but some of that stuff became jarring in some points. I was just like,
Still better than
I mean, I thought it was fine, but I don't. It's less about like anything being wrong with LA Noire, and just I don't have a whole lot of interest to play it again.
Well, they don't give you a lot of replay value in LA Noire. It's just literally a mystery, and you kind of.
I think the main reason for the remaster is so that like people of the current generation get a chance to play it.
Right. So David Zobrist asked, "What are your thoughts on DLC?" Would you-
I was gonna put something else
I have
into
some
the
thoughts.
Okay.
games that you're excited for.
Okay.
Also, though, I read recently that a couple of the developers actually came out and said about Death Stranding that they've actually played the game. Like the game's already playable and shit like that.
Oh,
like
good.
Kojima's just being really good about like keeping everything under wraps,
Good on him.
and so
Are we gonna
I'm-
learn why he swallowed the baby then? Yeah.
and they said that like a lot of the shit that you've seen in trailers so far will make much more sense when you've actually had a chance to
I
play.
fucking
I
hope
don't
so.
think it will.
And so I'm actually pretty pumped for this. Like I'm gonna do what I usually do, and I'm not gonna like overhype something before it comes out. That way, I'm not super disappointed in the Fables.
Unless it's Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I'm just
Or
no.
From Software.
It's pretty much the same thing that I do with From
Fucking
Software.
10-second teaser.
All right.
And you're just hyping it up immediately.
Here's the
like,
thing.
It's
Here's-
From Software. It'll be good.
Yeah, For Honor is one of the ones that I do get really hyped about, but I still like For Honor.
I
Donkey
don't
balls.
like. I understand. I mean, and you made the point before as to why they make it a peer-to-peer connection.
Yeah,
But I don't like it.
it would have been a much better option to have left it as a traditional fighting kind of thing. As soon as they added in like a domination and a team deathmatch modes,
Those are
like
the
they
ones I
pretty
like.
much killed it. I like them too.
Running around with a group of people just beating the shit out of one guy in the
Even
corner
then,
while
they
his
could
team
set
does
aside
nothing.
a dedicated server for
Yeah,
those
which
modes.
is true, but then there would be people on the fighting game side of it that would be bitching that it creates latency issues.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They could
Yeah.
set aside a server specifically for those modes.
Yeah,
and
and what I'm saying, that's fine. Like they could have done that, but like they still would have been kind of in the boat they are now, where there would still be people bitching because there's issues with it.
I don't think there would be that many issues.
They could make those modes and be like, hey, there's dedicated servers for these. You're gonna see the latency issues, but these are for the people that aren't gonna notice that want these game modes. But you're still gonna have people that are like, well, it doesn't work the way I want it to, so I'm mad.
What about like first-person shooters though? Like those.
You don't need like split-second intervals between combos when you're doing first-person shooters. Yeah,
I don't know, man.
and
Overwatch.
first-person shooters,
Yeah.
or not first-person shooters,
Fucking
but
love Overwatch.
like if you ever watch like competitive fighting, like that shit comes down to like literally hand twitches and shit like that. Like people aren't really actually like counteracting moves that the other guy makes. They're predicting what they're going to be and then countering for it.
Right, it's just like an actual fight.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the difference between like fighting games and say like first person shooters. You don't start shooting when you turn a corner because you think maybe there'll be a guy there.
Oh, you
Some
don't?
people
You don't know
do.
how I play.
Some people do. Some people do. But most people play first person shooters, they like see a guy and then they shoot him.
Yeah.
Whereas fighting games are under the mentality that you turn the corner and then you shoot and you just kind of hope that the guy's there.
Fair enough.
And so
I accept that.
Well, I got
that's just kind of the problem that Ubisoft kind of put themselves in with For Honor. Like, they can please the guys who want like a multiplayer fighting game, and they can please the guys who want like a regular fighting game. They can't do both.
in reality.
And there's
they
enough
fucked
people on...
everyone.
Yeah, and then they ended up just fucking everybody, but not fixing some of the other bigger issues in the game, too. And the massive amount of microtransactions in that also.
I just got sick of dealing with fucking, like, I played the beta, and then I just got so sick of dealing with fucking, I couldn't even get into a game. People were constantly just fucking lagging out and shit.
Mhm.
Like,
And that's a lot of the problem that people have with like the domination and team deathmatch modes. They're fine, and I like them too, Eli. But the big issue with those modes is that because you get a lot of people that aren't there for like a traditional fighting style game, you get a lot of people that will leave mid-game, which causes host migrations. And it breaks the combat, it causes it to lag. And then you have the people that do want to play a fighting game because it's a fighting game. And that's like a 10 commandment thing cannot happen.
You can go play the 1v1.
That's what I do. But not everybody else is going to be like, hey, I need...
Back to games that are coming out and not failed games from 2 years ago.
Alright, yeah.
Really excited
Okay.
for Portal
RuneScape's
3.
coming out on mobile.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too.
My phone
Death
will not be
Stranding.
able to run it. I
My phone
fucking
will.
guarantee it.
My phone will be able to run it, and my fucking data bill will be a butthole.
Unlimited data, motherfuckers!
And, Sea of Thieves. Really,
I'm actually,
I want to launch myself from my
Actually,
ship
that's
to
another
person's
thing. Max and I
Yeah.
played the Sea of Thieves beta, and I thought it was fun for what it was. Obviously, it wasn't like a full-on game, but I thought it was fun.
Half-Life 3?
That's never gonna
I don't
happen.
care
It's
about
never
that.
gonna happen.
I mean, I kind of do, but it's never going to happen.
So, David, go
Got
on.
a question about DLC.
Well, to be honest, I'd rather feel like a Left 4 Dead 3.
Yeah, right.
Just saying.
So, David Zobrist asked, what are your thoughts on DLCs? Would you just
I-
increase the cost of games to $80? Because
No.
every game I buy now has DLC. And it splits the community into people who have it and who don't have it. So it's hard to get a full game sometimes. or how should companies deal with the increased cost of developing games?
So here are my thoughts on DLC. Like one of the product. Let's go to The Witcher. I think CD Projekt Red did a fantastic job of their way of what they did with DLC.
Mhm.
First of all their cosmetic stuff, small little
Gerald's
little
beard.
quest stuff
Yeah.
was free. And then the big stuff, which is like an actual physical game, it could be like their Blood and Wine, and then was it called Hearts of Stone?
Yeah.
Those could be just games.
Those,
among
yeah, they
themselves.
were literally
And
like
that's how you do
expansion
it.
passes that could
I don't
be.
think Hearts of Stone
key.
could have been.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I
like,
still relied on
but-
like the world.
but like I'm just
Sorry,
like
so-
it's those were they were worth. When I paid
Yeah,
for it, they were
they
worth it.
the $20.
Like Bethesda, I don't know. Four, they kind of not four.
Four kind of fucked
they
us
kind of-
over.
They kind of fucked up with Bethesda, but with like Skyrim, it was fantastic with the DLC there.
Right, and that's what I think. Like Elder Scrolls did that well. Like Oblivion did that well too. For me, in the
Of
Whispering
course, armor.
and to answer the question, like, should they just increase the game prices? No.
No.
Like $60 is already pretty expensive for a brand new game.
If every game looks like fucking 7 Days to Die, but has just like superb amounts of content, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
care.
and that's the thing is like the thing with DLC splitting the community is yes, that happens, but that's like a choice that people make when they buy games like that.
Because I'm assuming he's talking about shooter games he plays.
Yeah,
Well,
most of the time because like you
Probably
buy
like
the new
Destiny.
map packs and it splits up the lobbies based on who has the map packs and who doesn't.
Just a thing. I thought Destiny's gonna like fix that where you don't have to have the DLC now to reach that whatever.
I don't know because
They put the end of the game behind a paywall.
The real question
yeah,
is, does
the
anyone
Osiris
care
DLC
who
isn't
the
out yet,
game's
so
dead?
Yeah, I thought that
I
too.
don't care, Jay.
No,
But-
maybe I don't know.
Destiny 2 will be alive and fucking crazy again as soon as the
They release something.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that, and they do that. I like that they make like effects that don't change your gameplay, just like cosmetic effects, and then they sell those as microtransactions because that lets the people that care
Yeah.
enough to
Mhm.
fucking change how their character looks. Yeah, sure, go ahead and pay
Yeah,
for
that's
it,
fine.
and it generates revenue for the
Yeah,
for
just-
the company.
Yeah.
Just like how they do in MOBAs.
Yeah.
Where it's just like,
I-
if you really like this person, you go ahead and buy shit for them.
Yeah, but it's not like pay to win.
and
It
it's
doesn't
not
alter
something
the
that you,
gameplay.
and it's not something you have to buy either.
Right. It doesn't
Like,
alter the
even if you
gameplay,
do
it gives
like
you no
that
edge.
character,
It just
yeah.
makes you look cooler. And if you care, then buy it. If you don't, then don't. And it's proven to generate
Mhm.
revenue.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, look at fucking FIFA.
Yeah.
FIFA, Overwatch,
$1 billion fucking industry right
What do you
there.
What do you have to say?
Two things. I'd like to point out that Nathan said doo-doo.
Oh my god.
Two, as long as you're getting a full game and the DLC just adds on to that without crucially impacting anything, that should just be separate in its own thing, and you can purchase that.
Right, and
Having
so
having
I
a
mean,
game
there-
be priced $20
so
more
I mean, like,
forces
if
everybody to
I
get
will put it.
the
I usually
DLC
when I
and
do
everything
questions,
else.
I put timestamps. So like, if they don't want to draw, and here's talking about like Digimon and like over sexualization of teenage characters. David, you can come to the questions on the timestamp. I'm when I post this and like if you put it on the comment if you were talking about because I feel like he is talking about shooters. So like I think
Well,
we should,
you
like,
can answer this question through like any game
Right.
model. Take Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Mhm.
They had 2 recent DLC packs that came out for $10 each.
Motorcycles.
One
Horse
of them,
motorcycle.
one of them was literally just like hard mode and some other shit, and the other one was like the Champion storyline. Champion storyline is like I would say it's worth $10. Like it's kind of iffy because it's really short and it doesn't really add a whole lot to the world, but I would say it's at least worth $10. Hard mode and the challenges that come in the first DLC pack, not worth $10. Like not even close. Like I'm thinking like $1.99.
Okay.
Like and hard mode should have been in the fucking game from the start.
Right. We've had this problem with hard modes being in Nintendo games being trapped in
Well, the
video
reason
modes.
that it didn't is because they made Breath of the Wild. They wanted it to be played, and then and everybody was like, "Well, we want a hard mode," so they made the hard mode after. Again, though, I think it should have just been patched in instead of released as DLC, and that's why I don't want them to just increase the rate of games and then be like,
release DLC for it later for free and be like, well, you already paid $80, so here's $20 for the DLC. Because that might not be worth $20 to everyone. And it's DLC that you can decide to skip out on and not pay for if you don't think it's worth it.
I completely agree with that.
I do agree.
That's why I
But
like
if you
Witcher.
already have paid for it, it's not something that you can decide to skip out on.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I like The Witcher though, where it was like
Yeah.
same thing with
I mean,
the new
they
game
had,
plus, and they were like, oh fuck it, have
Exactly.
it for free.
Like, they literally just
That's a
put
small thing
New
to
Game
put in there.
Plus. Like, it wasn't just patched in again, but they let you download it for
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Along with, like, 24 other
They
things.
even told
Did
you
it
about
cost more or was
Yeah.
it $60?
No, it was literally,
No.
like, promotion for Witcher 3 when it,
It was
came
like
out.
yeah, like the game came out, and then like as it went on, between releasing their like big $20 DLCs, they would release like single quests or just like different aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
It was
free.
wonderful.
You just go and download.
See, and I like that idea. Like,
It
but
was
I
just,
feel,
like, very
I
small
feel like it
things.
is a lot.
Yeah, like, my Xbox literally spent, like, 2
With
days
any of those
downloading shit for
aesthetics.
free.
Fancy hats.
Oh my god, Gil.
I know they had hats with them.
But like
Yeah.
where I stand, like, and you guys are saying
Makes
reasonable
sense.
things, and this is why, like, for first person shooters, unfortunately, you're not gonna get that because like those guys like money.
Actually, for
I-
Battlefront 2, all the
It
maps
is
are
free,
but you're paying a fuck ton.
and
for
that's what I was gonna
microtransactions to get.
say is like that would be the way to go because then you don't divide the community. But I don't know if they make enough money off just aesthetic microtransactions
Oh wait, I'm not.
to actually support that.
Yeah.
Halo 5's maps are all free, but there's also microtransactions.
For
I don't mind Halo 5.
Yeah, that's true.
Microtransactions.
A lot of, like, Halo 5's
I can-
microtransactions aren't, like,
No, it's just skins
If that-
basically.
yeah,
Like-
and they're not all
Well,
PvP
no, you can buy-
based either.
you can buy
true.
guns and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, you can buy
But-
guns
but
for,
the
like,
thing I
Warzone and
The thing I
everything.
like about Halo 5 though,
But
is
you
that
can't
it's
buy
like,
guns for, like, the player versus
Yeah.
player
Yeah.
modes.
So the
Which
thing I
sucks.
like about Halo 5 is it's like, man, that guy has a cool gun, but since I'm just better at the game, I can kill him, then take his fucking gun.
Mhm.
Now I have a cool gun.
Yup.
For WWE 2K18, they released a deluxe edition. It was $80, but you get the season pass, which gives you all the NXT characters, new moves, starter packs, and an upcoming Hall of Fame pack, which is Legends, and it's all free.
Yeah, that's super cool though.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
but you
Well,
paid for the
20
season
bucks.
pass,
Well,
so
yeah,
it's not
but I
technically
didn't
free.
have to pay for them separately,
right.
which could
All right,
probably
no,
end up
that-
costing more.
See, and then you also have like
You also
Not
I'm one of those
not to
people
string
that
this out any
mind
longer,
readers,
but, like,
so.
you're
Halo
also one of
Wars
those people
2.
who can't spell.
Yeah.
Basically, anything that
Also,
affected the
people can't
multiplayer
spell.
was
Well,
in
I
the
can't
season
spell.
pass, but then they left like their story DLC out of it.
Okay.
They did.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I might have missed out on something, but I hate it when they sell a season pass
sorry
and then
that-
they release.
Guys,
Yeah, I hated
I
it.
hate it when
That's-
they sell a
that's
season
stupid
pass
to be able
and
to
then
do
they
that.
fucking they have the DLC. You get all the DLC and then they like make more and they're like, oh well,
Yeah.
we gave you too much in the season pass already, so you have to pay for this next
That's what
DLC.
I
the
hate
first
that
Destiny
too.
game did. Like, I bought the season pass to give you its first
Yeah.
2 DLCs. Oh yeah, we have some more shit. Fuck you too.
And that costs
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
and then the Taken King came out and they were like, "How about you just rebuy the game for us?
yeah, exactly.
We'll add some minimal things. It'll be okay."
Peter Dinklage won't voice the guy. It'll be Nolan North.
I didn't
I thought
mind
that was
Peter.
worse. I liked Peter
Peter
Dinklage.
Dinklage
It really bothered me that
Nolan
people
North tried to be funny. and
people
wanted to
were
fucking
literally
just,
like
snap
complaining
his
about
neck.
a monotone robot.
Yeah, that's my
Really?
thing. Is I was like,
Yeah.
"You're a fucking
Yeah.
robot.
Yeah.
That's how I want him."
Aren't
They're
robots
literally like
supposed to be that
they
way?
said that his voice acting was really shit because it was super monotone, and I'm like, he's a fucking
Yeah,
robot.
it's like he's a robot. I like it.
I
It's like Nolan North tries to
What's
be
up,
funny
Gil?
and happy, and I want to kill him.
I
What?
can't remember, but I think there wasn't a game that had that went through a whole season pass and then just was like, here, buy another season
Rainbow
pass.
Six Siege.
I thought
yeah.
that was Destiny.
Well,
No,
they-
Destiny did like the
something.
expansion packs after the season pass.
But it's literally a season
Yeah.
pass. As in, like, it's a season. You're season 2. Buy this season pass.
Yeah. Yeah, Rainbow
That's
Six
almost
Siege did
acceptable,
that.
though.
Yeah.
But Siege is at least like a good
Con-
game now.
Consistently
Right.
updates
Yeah.
as well.
I think
Right.
Ty would agree on that.
Right.
I haven't played Siege. I'll have to.
I think
It's
it's
really
fun.
fun.
It was
That
really,
another one that
really
people
not-
didn't like.
Yeah, it was really not good when it came out.
Mhm.
Now it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
At least we don't have the division anymore.
I
Still
still
about
own
that.
that piece of
Was
shit.
that game
Yeah, I
actually
still
that
have
bad?
it too.
We don't talk about it.
I'm
That's
playing
how bad.
Wildlands. I
There were
really
some
enjoyed
good
I
it.
never played
ideas.
it,
yeah.
Division.
I really want to get Wildlands now
I
that
also
this
wanna
Predator
get
stuff's
Wildlands.
coming
Yeah.
out.
I need to do the Predator stuff. I hear he's really. My friends told me that Predator's a fucking bitch to kill. It's hard.
Should be.
Can
Yeah.
you play as Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Got to the chopper!
So
I
that's
would think there's a
yeah.
regular Austrian guy.
so that's been our podcast. So
Arnold.
thanks guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Have a
Get to
good
the
night.
chopper!
Arnold.
Speaking of